So you've got a great idea for an online store and are super excited to get started, but you don't know which platform is best for you. Does that sound like you? If it does, you're watching the right video. The two most popular e-commerce platforms on the market right now are Shopify and WordPress with the WooCommerce plugin. And after this video, you have a solid understanding of what both these platforms have to offer and which one is right for your business. Okay, let's get right into it. And do me a favor, as you watch the video, let me know in the comments which e-commerce platform you chose and why. And stick around to the end because I have a tip for you that will help you out regardless of what platform you choose. I'll be reviewing both platforms in the following categories: store setup and ease of use, setting up payment gateways, inventory management, app extensions and integrations, analytics and reporting, content creation, hosting and platform security, and finally, website speed. Now, to keep things interesting, I'll review both platforms in each category and then choose a winner in my opinion. But before we get started, here's a brief overview of both the platforms. So Shopify is an all-in-one e-commerce platform that has all the tools you need to run an e-commerce business. And WordPress was originally a platform meant for blogging, but over the years, it's evolved into a general use platform that can adapt to any business use case. With WordPress, you can easily set up an e-commerce store with the WooCommerce plugin and get access to all the tools you need to create a great e-commerce experience. Also, keep in mind, both of these platforms are used to run some of the biggest e-commerce stores in the world, so both platforms are capable of meeting your needs as a business. Let's start with the first category, which is store setup and ease of use. One of the biggest selling points of Shopify as a platform is how easy it is to set up and launch an online store. Being honest with you, you could probably launch a simple Shopify store in a weekend if you wanted to. Since it's an all-in-one e-commerce platform, they make it really simple to set up the most basic things you need to launch and run your store. All you really need to do is create your products in the Shopify admin, pick a Shopify theme, customize the theme to the design that you want it to have, pick a payment gateway, and launch your store. And boom, you're ready to go. Now, as for WordPress with WooCommerce, it's pretty easy to set up as well, but there are a few additional steps. WooCommerce comes with a guided setup process, which is nice when setting up a new store. Pretty much walks you through a checklist of things you need to do before you go live. And to make things easier, popular WordPress hosting platforms like SiteGround and Kinsta offer options to make WordPress and WooCommerce setup a breeze. Honestly, the only thing about setting up a WooCommerce site that's difficult is dealing with the WordPress admin dashboard. I think the Shopify admin provides a better user experience because in my opinion, it's easier to find stuff in the platform, but it's honestly not that big of a deal. That's not something that a quick Google search will help you figure out if you decide to go with WordPress and WooCommerce. Now, regardless of which platform you go with, you'll have to do some work to launch your store anyway. Choose a theme, customize it, set up your products, set up a domain, pick a payment gateway. Like a lot of the same things you're gonna end up doing on both platforms. But speaking from personal experience, it is a bit easier to set up a Shopify store as a beginner than it is to set up a WooCommerce store. And since it's slightly easier to set up a Shopify site, Shopify wins this first round. Okay, let's get into category 2, payment gateway setup. Now this part is kind of boring, but it's important to make sure we get paid properly. When it comes to setting up payment gateways, WordPress with WooCommerce makes it super easy. The WooCommerce setup tool I mentioned before guides you through the whole process, and there are lots of options to choose from. The default WooCommerce payments option is a breeze to set up and lets your customers pay in different ways, including popular checkout features like Apple Pay and Google Pay for quick guest checkouts. But wait, there's more. With WooCommerce payments, you can sell worldwide in over 100 different currencies. You can even accept cryptocurrency as payment, if that's your thing. If WooCommerce payments doesn't suit you, no worries. You can try other official payment plugins like Stripe and PayPal, which are highly recommended. And guess what? WooCommerce payments also works seamlessly with point of sale systems using the point of sale for WooCommerce plugin. That means you can handle in-person payment transactions alongside your online sales. If you want even more payment gateway options, you can explore the WordPress plugins marketplace, but make sure you choose a secure gateway that fits all your needs. Now let's talk about setting up payments on Shopify. Shopify has its own payment system called Shopify Payments, which is powered by Stripe. With Shopify Payments, you can offer express payment options like Google Pay and Apple Pay, as well as many other options for fast and convenient transactions. payments. But just like WooCommerce, there's more to it. Shopify also supports third-party gateways like PayPal and Amazon Pay, giving you flexibility and catering to your customers' preferred payment methods. You can even offer more payment options through providers like JPMorgan Chase, Coinbase, and Afterpay, expanding your reach and enhancing the shopping experience for all your customers. Now, there may not be as much options as WooCommerce has in terms of payments, but it's still more than enough to get you started. Oh, and don't forget, just like WooCommerce, Shopify also supports point-of-sale payments as well, so you can smoothly handle both online and in-person transactions. However, it's important to note that WooCommerce offers customization options for payments, allowing you to tailor the experience exactly the way you want it. Now, one area where Shopify does stand out though is its built-in fraud protection. You don't need additional apps for that extra layer of security. To sum it up, this round is a tie. If you want lots of customization options and the ability to sell internationally with various payment gateways, WooCommerce is your go-to. But if you prefer simplicity and built-in fraud protection, Shopify is a solid choice. Ultimately, your decision depends on what your needs are and what feels right for you. But I think Shopify wins this round too because of the fraud protection. All right, next category, inventory management. Shopify and WooCommerce are both popular e-commerce platforms, and obviously they offer inventory management features. However, there are some key differences. Now, Shopify offers more comprehensive inventory management features than WooCommerce, full stop. For example, Shopify allows you to track inventory across multiple locations. You can set up real-time inventory updates, and you can bulk edit inventory across locations. WooCommerce doesn't offer that stuff natively, and to add it in, you have to use a plugin to extend the way the platform works. Shopify also allows you to connect with various shipping carriers, making it easy to calculate shipping costs and print shipping labels. WooCommerce has integrations with shipping carriers as well, but a lot of them require the use of third-party plugins. WooCommerce offers some basic features to help you manage inventory, but Shopify clearly blows them out the water. So Shopify wins this round as well. Okay, and don't forget to stick around to the end of the video for that extra bonus tip that'll help you out regardless of what platform you choose. Let's talk app extensions and integrations. When talking about Shopify, you can extend the core features of your Shopify store by using something called a Shopify app. Shopify has an app marketplace that allows third-party developers to go in and build applications to extend how a Shopify store works. These applications directly interact with the Shopify API and use your store data to add new features and capabilities to the Shopify admin, to create new features for your Shopify theme itself that your customers can interact with, create automation, workflows, customize the checkout process, lets you offer subscription services to your customers, and pretty much anything you could imagine can be done on an e-commerce store. Now, there are some limitations to what you can do with the Shopify API, but there's tons of wiggle room to create and customize the features you would want on your Shopify store. And if you have the funds, you could even hire a developer to build a custom integration for you so you can use your favorite business tools with your Shopify store. Similarly, WordPress allows you to extend the way a WooCommerce store works by using their plugins. Plugin Marketplace has options to pretty much extend your store in any way you want. The cool thing about WordPress is that WordPress is an open source platform, which means they give you a lot more freedom as to how you can go about customizing your store. Remember I said earlier, Shopify has some limitations, the way you can use their API. WordPress doesn't have these limitations. Pretty much as long as you or someone else can build something for your store, you can use it regardless of what it is. So when it comes to customization, WordPress has Shopify beat. The only caveat here is that you need to be willing to put the extra time to learn how to customize your WordPress site or hire a WordPress expert to help you out. Either way, WordPress wins this round. Moving on to the next category, analytics and reporting capabilities. Shopify offers a more comprehensive set of tools to do analytics than WooCommerce does natively. WooCommerce offers tools to help you track basic things like revenue and items sold in different product categories. But Shopify goes above and beyond by also providing you with tracking data and customer behavior data. In Shopify, you can see things like the number of sessions had in your store on a specific day, the average order value per month to see how much money your customers usually spend, your store's conversion rate, the number of returning customers you get, and many more. In WooCommerce, the only way to get access to that kind of info on the fly is to use a third-party plugin, which is going to end up costing you more money per month. Or you can figure out all this stuff yourself using the data, but I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't recommend you do that either. Now, to be fair, both platforms require the use of tools like Google Analytics to get the most out of your data once your store gets to a certain size. But in the beginning, Shopify has all the tools you need to get started and get a basic understanding of what's happening on your store. So when it comes to analytics and reporting capabilities, in my opinion, Shopify wins this round. Okay, moving on to the next category, which is content creation. When it comes to content creation, WordPress has Shopify beat, and it's not even close. Shopify allows you to create basic blogs for your Shopify store, but the tools you're given to create blog articles is kind of uninspired when it comes to WordPress. The WordPress editor gives you lots of flexibility to create the kind of blogging content you want on your store, which makes sense because WordPress used to be a blogging platform. So it's totally understandable that they provide a superior experience when it comes to creating content. Now, I'm sure there are also Shopify apps that can help you extend the blogging experience on Shopify, but out of the box, WordPress is just a much better experience. Now keep in mind, when I'm talking about content creation, I'm referring to creating blog posts. Anything involving other content channels such as social media apps like Instagram, or even platforms like YouTube, will require additional tools to make content for it anyway. Either way, WordPress wins this round. Okay, moving on to the next category, which is hosting and security. Now, just to make sure we all know what we're talking about here, when I say hosting, I'm referring to the service you need to make sure your website is online and on the internet. When setting up any kind of website, you need to have a server that hosts your site and makes sure it's connected to the internet. Now, people will often say that you can run a WordPress site with little to no money. And though that may be true, the old business saying is true here. You get what you pay for. When it comes to WordPress, trying to save money on a cheap hosting provider can kill your business early. If you've used WordPress before, you know it has a bad reputation when it comes to security. There are lots of WordPress websites on the internet right now, so it's a prime target for hackers to steal information from companies. And a lot of people don't know how to properly secure their WordPress site. Rest assured, there are things you can do to make securing your site as easy as possible. For example, you can use a WordPress hosting provider like Kinsta, which will make sure your WordPress site is secure from the beginning. But again, this is going to cost you more money. And as for Shopify, hosting and security is already baked in the platform and includes everything you would need to get started in the price you pay per month. So if you want to make sure your customers are provided with a great user experience and all their information is safe and secure, like I said, you want to make sure you go with a good hosting provider. But if you use Shopify, you can cut all the complexity and know for sure everything is taken care of for you already. And honestly, after looking at all the costs for different plugins you need on WordPress to optimize your site for security, you realize that a basic Shopify site is cheaper. So Shopify wins this round. Okay, we're on the final category now, which is website speed. When it comes to Shopify, Shopify has free themes available, such as the Shopify Dawn theme, that are made with speed in mind. They're built in a way to be optimized for speed, and Shopify also gives you access to something called a content delivery network, or a CDN for short. CDNs allow you to optimize how quickly assets like images and videos are sent over when customers are searching for your website. Imagine a customer loads up your Shopify store, immediately the CDN works and it sends all the images and videos as the customers are looking at them. So it makes things really fast. Comparatively, on WordPress with the WooCommerce setup, you could optimize it to be pretty fast as well, but WordPress is old software. It's built on some archaic JavaScript. Now, when it comes to WordPress, you could build a pretty fast WordPress website as well, but keep in mind, WordPress is a platform that's been around for decades. It's built on lots of old software and lots of bloated code that can make your site slower. Now, you can get around this by using WordPress plugins and a proper hosting provider, but again, this kind of thing is going to cost you more money. Now, if you go with a good hosting provider like Kinsta, you can make sure that speed is something taken care of for you out the box, but again, this could end up costing you more money in the long run. In general, I think it really depends on what your needs are here, But in my opinion, Shopify is definitely a better platform when it comes to optimizing for website speed. So Shopify wins this round. Okay. If you stuck around this far in the video, I want to keep my promise to you that I made you earlier and give you a solid tip that'll help you regardless of whatever you pick, Shopify or WordPress with WooCommerce. So my tip for you is going to sound kind of obvious, but you'll be surprised how many people actually don't do this, including myself. I'm working on it. Tip I have for you today is keep things as simple as possible. Yeah, it's like, duh, Patrick. Yeah, keep things simple. But let me add some more details to this. Oftentimes when we're starting a new business, we have new ideas. We're so excited about the possibilities and all the money we're gonna make that we have no idea that we're making things more complicated than it has to be. Whether it's creating products, finding the right product, building your brand, doing marketing, whatever it is you're doing for your business, we tend to make things complicated. So my advice to you is to keep things as aggressively simple as possible. Doing this will ensure that you don't have to do too much and that you can make sure that you're getting to the desired result that you want. So in addition to keeping things simple, I also recommend outsourcing all the things you don't want to do as soon as you start making money. So the second you start getting sales, start looking for opportunities to outsource different parts of your business so you can focus on the parts you enjoy or the parts you're really good at. Okay, that about brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please like the video. Hopefully by now you have a good idea of which platform you want to choose. So let me know in the comments below which choice you made. And yeah, subscribe to the channel and I can't wait to see you in the next one.